the Java programming examples on the inheritance concept and also on the abstraction examples. So abstraction high level I will show once again. See, abstraction means, as we all discussed yesterday in previous sessions. So when a class is abstract, the class is having the abstract methods in that class. That means abstract method means it is hiding the implementation, the definition of the method. So that is the reason we are giving only method declaration. We are not giving the method definition. We are not giving curly braces and the logic inside the method body. So only we are declaring using semicolon. That is abstract method. Where we will define the abstract methods of a abstract class means the abstract method of a abstract class will be defined in the child classes. For example, here pig is a class, pig is a child class, which is extending, inheriting animal. That means parent class. Abstract class animal is a parent class. So the child class is inheriting the parent class. That means the child class, the parent class properties and methods will be inherited in the pig class. That is the reason. If you see, animal sound is a method in the parent class animal. So when we are inheriting in the child class pig, the same animal sound method, which is abstract method, we are defining in the child class. Public void animal sound, same method. But we don't have abstract because it is already abstract method without implementation in the parent class. The same abstract method during the inheritance, we are defining in the child class pig. So that is the reason this is animal sound method is public void animal sound, because this is not abstract in the child class. We are defining the method here. Curly braces and writing the logic inside the method body. That means we are defining the method animal sound method in the child class pig. So that is the abstract concept. So as I mentioned yesterday, this is an interview question. They will ask you, can you define an abstract method in Java? Yes, we can define abstract method in Java in the child classes. Okay, in the parent class, it is abstract method. We don't have definition, but in the child classes, when we are inheriting the parent class, child classes will be abstract. Define the abstract methods. Okay, so that is the reason animal sound method having the definition here in the child class pig. And after that, we are executing. For execution, what we need? Public static void main method in a class. So inside the main method, we are giving the lines of code for execution of this program. So inside the main method, the first line of code is creating the object of the child class. That means pig is a child class. So we are creating object name. My pig is a object name. So this is object. This object created for the child class pig. So after object creation, as we all know, what we are doing with the object reference, that means my pig dot animal sound. That means in this line of code, we are calling or we are invoking the animal sound method. So we have two methods. Two the animal sound methods are available in two classes: parent class animal, which is abstract method animal sound method, and child class pig having the same animal sound method because we have inherited. So in this line of code, which method it will invoke? The child class method, animal method in the child class, because object my pig is created for the pig. New, after new operator, whatever class we are giving, object belongs to that class. So my pig is belongs to class pig. So when you are calling the method, same method, it will call object dot animal sound method, means it will call the child class pig animal method. Okay, and then using the same object reference, we are calling the sleep method. Where is sleep method? In the child class, there is no sleep method. We have defined only one method of the parent class. But in the parent class animal, we have sleep method, which is not abstract. If you see, this is also one more interview question. Abstract class. A class is abstract. So before class, we should give abstract keyword. In that abstract class, we will have both abstract methods and concrete methods. That means some methods will be defined, some methods will be abstract methods, only declaration. So abstract class can have both abstract methods and concrete methods. This is also interview question. So we should not assume like in the abstract class, we have all the abstract methods. No, we have abstract methods without definition and also concrete methods with definitions. That is the reason in the abstract class animal, they have defined another method, sleep method, which is a concrete method. That means we have a definition for the sleep class. So in the public static void main, the JVM will come to this main method and it will execute all the lines of code. The third line of code inside the main method, myPick.sleep. That means we are calling object using the child class object sleep method. So why definitely someone will ask you in interview like you are calling using the child class object the parent class method. How it will call? Because extend, that means inherited. The child class pig inherited the parent class animal. Obviously, you can call the parent class methods also. So my pig dot sleep means, so using child class object you can call the parent class, because sleep you can use it in child class also. So it will call the sleep method because it's already inherited. So in this example, I hope everyone understood what is abstract class, what is abstract method. So after completing the program, select the all the lines of code and right click execution, how to execute the Java program. As we all know, after selecting the program, run as menu Java application. So we need to run like this. If you see the output, uh, the output, how you need to verify the output means always come to the public static void method and check the lines of code. So here object created. After that, what method it is calling? Animal sound method. So go to animal sound method in the child class. What it is printing, as per the animal sound method definition, they have mentioned system.out.println, and which is having the string. The pig says view. That means the output of in this line, the output will be printed. The pig says view. And it will come to JVM will come to the last line of code in the main method. That means object is calling sleep method. So go to the sleep method. What is the definition of sleep method? We are asking system to print z. So system.out.println, the string value we're printing is z. That's why the output is second output is z. So this is how we need to verify the output for your program example. So this is the abstract example. So in the same, we have in Java another concept, interface. Interface is nothing but in Java, which is having all the method prototypes. That means this is a another important interview question. They will ask you the difference between interface and abstract. So if you see abstract class, okay, abstract class is having abstract methods and concrete methods. Here in the previous example, abstract class animal, it is having the abstract method and also concrete method. The few methods are only declared using abstract, and few methods defined without abstract. So abstract class will have both the abstract methods and concrete methods. But in the interface, all the methods are abstract methods. This is a important question, guys. and also concept also important. Interface, always interface. This is not a class. Class means class name. So, but this is interface. So we can give interface name also. So in Java, interface is having all methods inside the interface are abstract methods. If you see semicolon, they haven't given curly braces for each method. So method A semicolon, that means declaration. Method B ended with semicolon. So it declared the method B. Method C declared. Method D declared. So all methods inside the interface are abstract methods. Okay. So if you see abstract class, so the class B, class name is B, which is abstract type of class. So the abstract class B implements interface. If you observe, when you write the class, right? If you see, when you write any class, child class, class name, extends, animal. That means extends is a keyword you are using for the inheriting the parent class. Correct? Whenever you are using a class, we need to use the keyword extends to inherit the parent class. But in this interface example, an abstract class and interface example, abstract class B is implements interface. That means class will implement the interface. So whenever any class in Java to implement a interface, we need to use the keyword implements. So after class name, use the keyword implements and give the interface name. So here the interface name is A, right? Interface is a keyword, that means A. So interface name is A means after the implement keyword, we need to use the interface name. So always in Java, class implements interface, any class. So classes will implement the interfaces. So how it is? So in the class B implements A means in the interface, how many methods are there? Four methods. Class A, sorry, void A method, void B method, void C method, void D method. So whenever any class implementing the interface, so we can define the methods in the abstract class. That means all methods of interface are abstract, right? So we can define in the public void C. If you see here, public void C, that means we are defining the void C method, one method in the child class. That means class, not child class. So class which is implementing the interface, that interface methods will be defined in the that particular class. That's why we are defining in this example, they are defining the void C method and giving the definition system.out.println of some string value printing. So the abstract method C is defined in the class B. Okay. And also we have another class, class M. If you see the difference, classes. So one child class inheriting the parent class using extends keyword. One class implementing the interface. So for the interfaces, we need to use the keyword implements. For classes inheritance, we need to use the keyword extends. Okay. So this is also we need to remember. So here class M extends B. That means this is a, you can consider child class extending the parent class is here class B only because this is not a class, this is interface. So here the parent class is class B in this example. So class M is a child class or derived class extending B. That means parent class here B. That means in this child class M, we can define all the abstract methods because whenever class is implementing interface, all methods will be available in the class B. So when any other class inheriting this particular class B, then child class will define all the abstract methods of class B. So class B already implemented. class A. So all four methods will be available in the class B. That is the reason in the child class they are defining all other methods also. So because the interface all are abstract methods. In the class, whenever the class implementing interface, so they can define in this class and they can define in the child classes also, in the subclasses also. That means here one method is defined in the parent class. Other three methods defined in the child classes. Okay. So whenever it is a class inheriting the parent class, the methods will be defined here because the abstract methods will be always defined in the child classes. So why public void A, that is a defined here. The definition of this method is provided in the child class. Okay. For readable purpose, we can write the code like this initially while practicing. We won't be having any confusions. So my class, the method A definition here, method B definition here, method D definition here. That means all the methods A, B, C, D, the abstract methods in the interface defined in the classes. So in the first class, one method defined. In the child class, the other three methods defined. So all the abstract methods defined in the child classes. So, and also class, the class name I just named to understand the concept interface underscore abstract is a class name. So class name and public static void main, because for JVM to execute the program, the class needs public static void method always. So inside the main method, we wrote the lines of code as create the object for the M class. If you see, A is a class or interface. See here, interface A. So we can create object like this also. A is an object, interface type A equal to new M. That means normally the syntax is class name, object name equal to new class name. So sometimes whenever we have interface in the example, we can refer the object for the interface. That means interface name, object name equal to new class name. This is always class. After new parameter, the operator, always we need to give class name. Then only object will be created for that particular class. So here in this example also, interface name A, object name A, small a equal to new operator, class name BM. So here class name M is a child class, which is extending parent class. But parent class B implements the interface. Okay. So the parent, the both M and B classes implements the interface A. So object will be created using the interface reference also. So new after new which class mentioned? Child class. So class M, for that class M, object small a is created. So in this line of code, we are creating an object for the class M, that is child class. So after creating an object, what we are doing? Object reference a dot a. So using that object, we are calling all the four methods. So in this M, we have three methods, and which is inherited the B means in the B, C method also there. So that means class M, we have all four methods. So even though it is they mentioned three, but the parent class method also available in the child class. So that is the reason using the object reference of the class M, we are calling all the four methods. So whenever we are calling class method A, the control will come here, JVM will come here, and then it will execute this, it will print the output. So here void method, that means public void A method. The A method will have the definition. It is having definition as system.out.println I am A string value. So when you execute it, it will print I am A first, because method A is calling. Method B is calling next line of code. So method B definition is I am B. So it will print I am B. Method C, it is calling method C. So method C means in the parent class, method C is there. That means I am C will print. And then the method D means I am D. So when you are executing this program, run as Java example. So it will print I am A, I am B, I am C, I am D as output, because the main method, it is calling these four methods. So first A method means I am A is the output. Okay, this is the output. B method means I am B. C method I am C. D method I am D. That's why it is printing output as these four methods definitions. So I hope everyone understood what is interface. Interface in Java is defining the method prototypes. That means only method declarations. It is not defining the methods in the interfaces. So normally in the project, right, in any organization, why we will interface define means when development people started the development of a project application, they don't know in detail what implementation they should give for the methods. That's why during the framework design, automation projects, we will define the framework. Framework is nothing but, say in the left side, we are having these classes, right? The libraries. The same way, the framework before creating the automation scripts, the automation cases using automation testing, we will define the framework using the left side. We have project name, the Java libraries, and classes in a source folder. It kind of a structure, right? This is a kind of framework. So in Java, for the automation, sorry, not in Java, in the automation tool, Selenium, and in automation tools, Cucumber, BDD, I will explain later in the further classes what are those frameworks. So a high level automation framework means we are defining a all the classes, interfaces, the reports, everything in a proper structure. So we are building a proper project using automation framework. So we have a Maven, Maven, Maven. So it will build the project. So that is we can call it as a framework is designed for the automation project. So whenever we are designing a project, initially we don't know the full implementation of the methods. The later example, development phase will be some consider 2 or 3 months to develop the application, any application as per your organization allocated project. So during the development phase, initially no one knows what are the full implementation of the corresponding functions. That means methods. That is the reason the testing team, automation team also initially they don't know the full implementation of the methods. That's why they will define the interfaces. Either development team or testing team, they will define the interfaces, and then they will declare the method prototypes only. So later part in the classes, when they are implementing defining the classes, they will define the definition of those methods. But initially in the interface, in the inside the interface, always they don't know full implementation of those methods when they started a project. That's why interfaces will be created and they will declare only the methods. Okay, and later part, whenever they are creating a classes, they will define those methods, interface methods. So this is the purpose. In the real-time projects we are using interfaces. So always interface is having method prototypes. That means only method declarations. The method definitions will be available in the classes. When a class implementing the interface, the all methods of the interface will be defined in the classes. Okay, so this is the difference between interface and abstract class. This is also interview questions. In this, you will get one or two interview questions. So remember this concept and practice it. So after that, we will go to polymorphism. Okay. So as we all know, as we discussed in the previous sessions, polymorphism means a method in a class will have multiple forms. That means, for example, I am explaining one program for the static polymorphism. In the polymorphism, we have two types of polymorphism: compile time polymorphism, which is a static polymorphism; runtime polymorphism, that is method overriding. Okay, compile time polymorphism means method overloading. So first I will explain the example of method overloading, which is compile time polymorphism. So for that, every class will have the package name, and with semicolon, and then see these comments, right? These are very important, guys. Whenever you are writing a class methods, always employees, right? We need to maintain the this comments. We can call the Java documentation. So this documentation part always mentioned in the comments. Why we are mentioning comments means to understand what we are doing in the class. Okay, example, here I am writing this class is a compile time polymorphism example, which is method overloading. So by seeing these comments, right, documentation, we can understand what is this program about. That's why always mention inside the comments based on the understanding of the particular class, how we are defining that particular class belongs to which concept. So mention those. And also for every method also give some comment. What is that method? So what is that method about? So when you're working in the real-time projects, right, inside the organization, so always for the class and methods, give this Java documentation comments also. Okay, so that example, one employee is creating some 10 test cases. So next day, another automation resource, he's supposed to execute those test cases because that particular employee is in leave or whatever reasons. He might be busy with other project or other work. So when employee is giving the comments, the documentation part, then any other employee also, when he want to, because he is new, right? He didn't design the class. Other employees created the class. So when another employee want to execute the class which created by other employees, so he will go through the comments and he will understand what is this class about and all. Then he will have some idea. Then he can able to execute the test cases. So always this is important. So after giving package name, so in this method overloading, which is compile time polymorphism example, we have created a class. Public is access modifier, class name I have given for understanding purpose, method overloading. So method overloading is a class name. So you can give any name, your name, or but meaningful name we should give. So public class name. So method overloading is a class name. Inside this class, what as per the overloading method overloading concept, a class will have same method. If you see method A, so that means sorry, method add, method add, method add. That means the same add method defined three times in the same class method overloading. So polymorphism means a method have multiple forms, right? So in the method overloading example, a single class, the public class method overloading is a single class which is having multiple methods. That means multiple methods with the same method name. That means add. So the same method defined three times with a different data type parameters. So first add method having int a comma int b. That means two integer variables parameters. In the second add method, it is having three integer parameters. The third object is having double type of two parameters a b. So that means even though the method name is same, but the parameters passing are different. Different data types are different number of parameters. First two parameters. In the second add we are passing three parameters a b c. In the third we are passing different type. First two methods integer type we are passing, and third add method we are passing double type data type. That means a same method defined with the different number of parameters and different type of parameters. That is a method overloading. So always remember, when you want to define an overloading method in your project, create a single class. Don't create two classes. Create a single class, and inside that class define one method, same method with different parameters as per your project requirement. So in this example, they have defined created three methods, the same method name, but with different parameters. So this is a overloading example. So in the all three methods, if you see the method, the first add method is integer type. So whenever method is a data type is integer other than void, so it will return some value. So what value they are returning here? Return, after return they are adding the two parameter values a and b. So the addition of a plus b is returning this add method. So this second add method is written, this should return some value because this method of data type also integer. So this will return, they are returning the sum of a plus b plus c parameters. So the sum of the three parameters value will return by this method because integer. So always this method should return some integer value. This method also integer. This will return integer because a b are integer, right? When you are summing up two integers, obviously the sum of the two integers is some integer only. So that's why it is returning the integer. So always a method is a other than void means that particular method should return that any value. So the third method also, which is a double type, so that also should return some value. What value it is returning means the sum of the double A double B. So it is which is returning the double value. So in this particular class, they define three methods, and also if you see they define another add method. This is fourth one. One, two, three, fourth. So in the fourth add method, we can define any number of methods within the same class. But for method overloading, you need to make sure even though the method name is same, the parameters, data types, and number of parameters should be different. So here in the first three, they are passing integers and doubles. The fourth add method, they are passing string parameters. A, B are two strings. So the add method data type is string. That's why it is returning the string value. A plus B means string A plus string B. So when you are merging two strings, the sum of the two strings is obviously the outcome is string only. So it will return the sum of two strings means string value. It will return the string value, this add method. So this class is having totally four methods. Class method overloading is having four methods and with the same name but with different parameters, data types. That is method overloading. That means whenever you are giving different parameters means the definition of the method is different, right? As per your project requirement, the definition will be different for every method. Okay. So overloading meaning means as the same method is overloaded with multiple definitions. That means method name is same, but with a different data type of parameters. After defining the methods in a class, we need to execute the class, right? For that, we are giving public static void main, and this is a syntax, common syntax for defining main method in a class, Java class. So public static void main. Inside this, we are writing the lines of code which we want to execute for this class. So in the main method, first line of code is creating an object for the class. So here the class name is method overloading. Same. The class name is method overloading. That's why inside the main method, we are creating an object, MO object. Object name is MO object. We can give any name, a meaningful name as per the example we are giving. So method overloading object, MO object means. So object name. So object is created for the class method overloading. So method overloading is a class name. Object MO object is object name equal to new and method name. Sorry, class name. So class name object name equal to new class name is, this is the syntax for creating an object for a class in Java. So as per this line of code, it is created an object for this class. Okay, after creating an object, what we are doing, we are printing the four values. What is first value? In the first line of in this line of code, what we are writing, system.out.println sum of, see, whatever value you are giving inside the double quotation, that is a string value. So when you are printing a value inside the double quotation means it will print as it is because it is string value, constant value. So system.out.println, you are printing a sum of 5 and 10 is, and you are concatenating. That means you are combining with, merging with another value. What is that value? M object, that means object of the class, and calling the add method. Always, if the methods are not static methods, so all methods are not static, right? Public int, all are non-static methods. If it is a static, if you have static keyword before the method, no need to create an object. Directly using a class name, you can call the add method. That means method overloading dot add. But in this example, methods are not static methods. These are non-static methods. So for all non-static methods, we need to create an object first, and then using object reference, we should call the methods of the class. So in this first line of system.out.println, in this line of code, we are calling object using object reference add method. Add method, what method? Okay, overloading. We are calling method overloading. We are calling compile time polymorphism. Why we are calling compile time polymorphism? As we discussed in previous sessions, JVM is compiling the program first, right? JVM will come to main method and it will execute. It will compile and execute the code, right? So here JVM will come to this line of code and it will check. It will check what values passing 5 comma 10. That means 5 is an integer, 10 is an integer. So during compile time only, the JVM decides which method to call, because we have four add methods here. If you see, string add, double add, int add, like this method overloading class having four add methods. How JVM will know which add method we should call means, in the method overloading concept, based on the parameter values. So we are passing 5 comma 10, two values, two integers. So JVM will go here. It will check which method is having two integer parameters. First add method is having two integer parameters. Second add method, three integers. So it should not call this method. Third one is double. It should not call this. Fourth add method is string type. So it should not. So it will match with the two integer parameter add method. So JVM will call this method. So it control will come here and it will compile this and will execute this line of code. So this add method will return a plus b value. That means you are asking system to print a plus b value in this because return this method a method add method, which is having two integer parameters, it will return the sum of the two integers. So here when we are calling object dot add, it will call that particular add method which is having two integers, and it will return the output sum of two integers. That means 5 plus 10. That means 15. So it will print the value. Output of this line of code is sum of 5 plus 10 is 15. So when you execute this program, it will print first output is sum of 5 plus 5 and 10 colon, and the value is 15. And next line of code is system.out.println, and it will print the string as it is. Inside the double quotations, sum of 5 plus 5, 10 and 15 is. So we are calling and we are combining the string value with the plus using plus operator with another value. What is that value? Object dot add. So which add method will call based on the parameter, number of parameters and data type of parameters. Here we are passing three integer values. So the method overloading concept, the JVM will decide which method to call. So three integer parameters means JVM will search in this example what are the three integer parameters. So this second add method which is having three integer parameters, so this method will execute. This method will call. We are calling, right? See here, object dot add. So based on the integer values, the type of values, the JVM will decide the second method to call here. So second method means this method. Second add method, sorry. Second add method which is having three integers. So it will return the sum of the three integers. So in the second line of code, in the main method, it will print output as sum of 5, 10, 15 as 5 plus 10 plus 15. That means 30, right? 15 plus 15, 30. So it will print sum of 5 comma 10 and 15 colon 15, 30 is value, the output. So like that, the third line of code in the main method is it will call myObject.add. So in this, the JVM will identify which method to call. That means this method is passing the double values. So the JVM will identify it will call, first it will determine which method to call. Based on the value we are passing, the parameter values passing inside the method name. So my object dot method, inside the method we are passing double type of parameters, two parameters. So the JVM will find which method of add is having double type of parameters. So this method. So JVM will come here and it will execute this. So it will return the sum of two double parameter values. So the sum of 3.5 plus 2.7, that value will print as output. The fourth line of code is same. It will print the string within the double quotations using system.out.println, and then is combining with this value. My object means the class object, right? Class object reference dot add. That means you are calling add method which is having two string values. So JVM will determine this class is having add method with two string values. So this method. So JVM will identify this method and it will call this method in this fourth line of code, because we mentioned object dot add passing two string values. Inside the double quotation, whatever characters passing, that is one string value. So two string values passing in the add method. So we are calling a method which is having string parameter values. So this method will call. It will execute. It will print the sum of the two strings. So if the sum of two strings means hello and concatenation, we can call concatenation strings. Plus operator in the strings, we can call concatenation. That means merging of two strings. So hello is merging with world. That means hello world. The output should print hello world. So this is the way the method overloading, the program will be defined. A method is same, method name is same, but with different parameters. Different, we can call these are arguments or parameters. Both are same. So different type of parameters or arguments passing inside the method, even though the method name is same. So that means a method with multiple forms, right? So within the same class, a single method, that means same method will defined in multiple ways. That is a method overloading. So after completing the program, execute this by selecting the code, run as Java application. If you see here, the output also, as we discussed, inside the main method, whatever lines of code mentioned to execute, the output also printed the same way. The first add method is integer. So sum of 5 and 10, 15. Second one is 3 integer values. That's why it is calling second time 3 integer values method. That means this method, second output. So the sum of a plus b plus c is output. So here, if you see second one, sum of 5, 10, 15 is 30. So that's why output is sum of 5, comma 10 and 15 is 30. The same way it is printed other things also. The sum of two double param values is 6.2. The concatenation, as I mentioned, right? The plus operator in the string concept, we can call concatenation. So we are giving concatenation of hello and world. That means merging of two strings. Concatenation means concatenation is nothing but merging of two string values. So hello is one string value, world is another string value. When we are concatenating, that means merging, the output is hello world. Okay. So this is the method overloading example. And sorry, see here, the polymorphism is having two types of polymorphism. One is a, as we discussed, method overloading. Other one is method overriding. That is runtime polymorphism. So overloading is compile time polymorphism. Why we are calling compile time means the JVM will decide during compile time which method to call based on the parameter types and values passing inside the method. That's why it is a compile time polymorphism. But the runtime polymorphism means during the runtime only the JVM decides which method to call. That's why it is called runtime polymorphism, which is method overriding. So what is method overriding? We define a class animal. So inside the class, we define the animal sound method. So one method is defined inside the class animal, and they created a class pig is a child class. So extends means inherited the parent class animal. So parent class animal inherited in the pig class. And also they defined another child class dog. Class dog is another second child class, which is inherited using extends keyword the parent class animal. That means in both the child classes pig and dog, we inherited the same parent class. So single parent class only, right? Then in the parent class, we have only single method, animal sound. So whenever child class inherited the parent class, the method will be defined in the child class. So the implementation we can give different as per the child class require definition. So this the parent class animal sound method defined in the child class pig because it is inherited the animal parent class. So we have defined system.out.println. The pig says view view. The second child class dog, which is also inherited the animal. So that means the animal sound method, animal parent animal method having only one method, right? The same animal sound method, the second child class also defined, and we are giving definition system.out.println. The dog says bow bow. So second child class is giving different definition, that is dog says bow bow. The first child class is defined another definition, pig says view view. That means even though the parent class inherited in the two child classes, we can define the independent definitions in these child classes. So the overriding means the child classes is extending the parent class whenever it is inherited the parent class. The parent class method will be overrided in the child classes. Overrided means the method will be used in the child classes, and the definition we can give a different definition. So that is a method overriding. The parent class method is overriding in the child classes. That's why this is a method overriding, which is runtime polymorphism. Okay. So after that, we created a main method. That means public static void main method. And here we are creating a two objects. My pig is one object. My dog is another object. My pig is belongs to pig class. My dog is belongs to dog class, because after new operator pig class is there. After this new operator dog class is there. So this my pig belongs to pig class. My dog belongs to dog class. But it is reference with parent class name. That is okay, because this my pig my dog is inherited the parent class, so we can refer the object with the parent class. But this object belongs to pig class. This dog, my dog object belongs to dog class. So after creating the objects of for these two child classes, we are calling the corresponding child class animal sound method. So object reference dot the method name. Object reference dot method name. So this is the way, after creating the object, we can call the methods inside the main method. So whenever we are calling methods, the control will go, the JVM will go to this child class, and it will execute this animal sound method. And it will go to the last line of code in the main method is my dog dot animal sound. That means object dot animal sound. So dog class is having animal sound method. So this will execute. So the output of this program, when you execute it, first it should first output should be the pig says view view. The second output should be the dog says bow bow. Why means first we are calling my pig child class my pig animal sound method. That's why it should print this one. Second, it we are calling my dog animal sound method. So second output should be this one. So execute this program now. Run as Java application. If you see, first outcome is the pig says view view. This one. Why means the main method we are calling my pig dot animal sound. So my pig means child class, and this will come to animal sound method. It will execute the system dot out dot println. So output should be printed as my pig says view view. That's why the first output is my pig says view view, and my dog says bow bow, because the second line my dog dot animal sound. So my dog means child dog class. Animal sound method will call this method. It will print system dot out dot println. The dog says bow bow. The output of second output is this program is the dog says bow bow. So this is the way the method overriding the polymorphism will work. Okay. So we have covered today polymorphism concept, which is having two types of polymorphism: compile time polymorphism, which is method overloading; runtime polymorphism, which is method overriding. So I hope everyone understood the concepts. So please start practicing. So when you practice these examples, because whoops is very important. If you don't know basics of whoops, what is this polymorphism, what is the two types of polymorphism, method overloading and overriding, and what is this abstraction, and what is the interface, and what is this encapsulation, and what is this inheritance. So if you don't know these basic concepts, then in Java it is very difficult to write a test cases. That means to define the classes. So please understand these concepts. I think we have discussed in the multiple sessions all these whoops concepts. So start practicing it. So please show me at least tomorrow one example. So practice one program for each concept. That means polymorphism one example, and inheritance one example, encapsulation one example, and abstraction one example. So everyone, please write 4 programs or whatever as per your convenience. So in each concept cover, at least write one program and show me yesterday, explain me high level, so that I can able to understand, like, okay, everyone understood the concept and able to practice. Okay, so we have completed the Java Whoops concept. That means the basic concepts. So from tomorrow, I will start the collections. That means we have a 4 important areas in core Java. The first one is Java Whoops. So Whoops, which is having all these concepts we have covered. And please start practicing from today if anyone not started. From tomorrow, I will start collections. So before starting collections, first I will check whether everyone is started practicing Whoops concept. And then I will see your examples, first 10 minutes, and then I will start collections concept. The collections is also very important because array list, linked list, hash map, hash table, all the classes, list map interfaces. So in java.util package, all the classes and interfaces will be there. So we can use those classes to store the test data. That means data to store it in the array list, linked list, and hash map. So this is a also important concept, the collections, Java collections. So I hope everyone understood the concept. So please start practicing. Okay. So I'm ending this session today. Thank you all. Thanks, Venkat.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.